This is the Everyday Hustle Show, where our number one priority is self-development.
Each week, we will dive into insightful topics that encourage you to push your thinking beyond average.
Smash that subscribe button and tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. Light this candle, Chris.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Everyday Hustle Show.
Welcome.
My name is Christian. We got the usual suspects here, Andrew and Jesse. And
Good evening, good morning, everybody. Coming here from sunny South Florida.
And we haven't done the problem solution in a long time. So, Drew,
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Kick us off with your problem.
I don't think the people know who's who because I did the Jesse voice.
You got too high of a voice right now.
You got too hard of a bus, but
You gotta tone it down a little bit, dude. Drop
Good
some
evening,
keys.
everyone, and good morning.
No, it's good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Bottom.
Good morning, everybody.
You gotta put a P on the end of it. Good morning, everybody.
What the heck?
All right, so Jesse, what's your problem for the week?
My problem is trying to make the best of situations. You know?
That is not a
That's
problem
vague.
at all.
No, it
That's
is,
too
dude.
vague, dude.
No, that
It
sounds like a
is.
solution. Trying to make the best of.
Well, no, I mean, sometimes
That was like the end of a really good story.
give us
I've
the-
been,
give us the
you know,
juice, give
trying
us
to make the
meat.
best of certain situations, mostly
Give us
with
no.
work.
This is what we need. Give us
Right.
a problem
Give us the meat and potatoes.
in your life, something that's not revolved around work.
Ooh.
Go.
Well,
Freestyle.
no, I don't really have that.
No problem.
You're a liar.
I'm not having any problems outside of work.
Everything else is Gucci.
Basically, this whole entire
My life is
episode
very
going to be
simple.
us prying into Jesse's life, just
Listen.
trying to get him to talk about something.
Dude, just
My
talk
life
about
is
it,
is
bro.
very simple. All right,
This will be between us. Just let us know, dude.
I work.
Nobody will hear this.
Besides work, I spend time with Helena Marie Metzger. And I
you just
freaking
gave her whole freaking name out, dude.
go ahead,
Don't put her government.
go
name
ahead,
out there
check
like
her
that,
out
dude.
on Instagram, Helena Marie 14.
Wow.
And I asked her last night, what the fuck is that 14 stand for?
Yeah, what the heck is that?
And
dude?
she's like, you know, Helena Marie was taken, so I had to start adding numbers.
All right, that's acceptable.
Touche. But I got a couple hobbies, mostly the occasional freaking jet ski ride,
Ooh,
the
yep.
occasional freaking I'm trying to start to play guitar a little more.
Okay.
You know, I'm dabbling back into it.
About to start
And,
a band.
How was your first gig?
My first gig is non-existent.
That sounds like a problem to me.
Well, no. My problem is I don't know
much did
a
you
really
play this
good
week?
singer.
How much guitar did you play this week?
I picked it up a couple times, more than normal.
That's acceptable. I'll accept that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll accept that.
I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, I went to Tampa 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. And I seen these two freaking kooks playing guitar at this pirate restaurant.
Ooh.
And they had a great selection of freaking covers, and it inspired me. I wish that I knew somebody who could sing and play acoustic, because I want to freaking start gigging.
Anyone out there that
Little
sings
gigs.
and plays acoustic, hit up Jesse.
Yeah, you got to live in Florida, though,
Yeah, you gotta live in South Florida.
because what the fuck am I going to do with that if you don't?
You just could like Skype and shit, you know?
Yeah, Skype. But seriously, what?
That sounds good.
I'm not having problems. All
That's
my
right,
problems stem from work.
It's alright. You don't have to tell us right now, bro. It's okay.
Listen.
All right. That sounds like that's all.
But
we're
no,
gonna get
my
from
problem
Jess.
right now at work is that I was moved to a different position a couple months ago, well, like the beginning of the year, and it's not a bad job to have, but I really liked the people not that I don't like the people I'm working with now, but I really enjoyed what I was doing,
Yeah.
and I'm finding myself kind of wishing that I was doing that again. But now at this point, I've agreed to do this, and like I said, this job's not a bad job. There's ups and downs to both different things, but I'm just trying to freaking hang in there, make the best of the situation, because it is a good opportunity for me if I stay, and you know.
Yeah, dude. I freaking know.
But I think the biggest thing is it's not that I don't like the job. It's that I'm not used to being in an office like 24/7. You know, there's no change. You know, you're doing the same thing every day, all day, and it just kind of.
You're
I'm not
on
used
that.
to that.
You're on that desk jockey train, you know.
I really am,
White
but
collar,
it's
dude.
like I said, it's not. I'm trying to do the best that I can do and give, honor my
The freaking badge, bro.
honor.
You're the man, dude. All right, Chris. So what do you got this week for your problem?
Oh man, same shit, bro. Work. Same
You guys
shit.
really suck at this, bringing creative elements
This
into
is-
this problem
this
and
is-
solution
this
type
is
shit.
a
You know, it's
real-
just like
What problem?
Oh, my job. Oh,
This-
this. Oh.
I mean, we
when
spent-
when your life revolves
gotta-
around work.
Yeah.
my life
That's
revolves
where your
around work
problems
too.
come
y'all
from.
got to think outside the box sometimes, man.
Yeah, but
I'm right with
a
Jesse.
kid. You got problems, dude. Right?
You gotta get you.
Me and Chris, life's
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
beautiful. We freaking
Yeah, dude.
we don't got problems, dude.
Yeah. Besides work, brother.
Yeah.
So my shit is we got a corporation that took over, and they're doing corporate shit. You know, just regular stuff that
Fucking
corporate
sons
does.
of bitches.
You know, and it is what it is. They're starting to mess with, or not starting to mess, but it's just they're all about numbers and overtime and a bunch of stuff like that. So yeah, I had an interview somewhere else, and it was cool. And I'm not like trying to make any moves anytime soon. I mean, it hasn't gotten to the point where like I'm like jumping ship right now, but it's gotten to the point where I'm like just thinking like, damn, I gotta possibly make a move in the near future. So I'd rather, start asking around. So luckily, my immediate manager for the commercial department, I worked really well with him, and so he's like, look, anything that you need or recommendations, he, is like, I'll just let me know. So that's the solution. Just fucking trucking along. I'm just making sure I'm ready if I need to jump ship.
Like a fucking train. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
That's it, brother. What about you, Drew?
What about me?
Outside the box. What you got?
Is this thing on? Check.
Yeah.
Better not be about
Check.
work, dude.
Check. Is this thing on? Chinese checkers.
If this is about work, I
Chinese
swear to God.
checkers.
I'll-
I swear to
I'll
freaking
fucking
Christ.
leave.
Check. Chinese checkers.
I'll leave right
Chicky,
now.
chicky, chicky.
It's better not freaking be about work, dude.
All right, fellas. Here we go. It's not about work.
Better.
All right.
So, hold on. Let me pull up my
Did
notepad.
you just
real
fart, or was that your chair?
quick. No.
I heard a little.
Yeah, that was the chair. Let me pull up my notepad real quick here because I'm prepared, you know?
What the?
Well, if you were prepared, you would have this memorized.
Okay,
true.
so
That's true.
basically, right now,
That's true.
it's my problem is enduring the struggles of becoming a new parent. Starting two businesses and expanding the family has been challenging, but also very rewarding.
Wow.
So obviously, it didn't plan for everything to happen at the same time, but now that it's actually happening the way that it is, and I'm sure that there's some people out there who are listening that can relate to it in some fashion. But just things change. The life changes. Everything changes, and everything that you used to do, or your routines. Like you talked about hobbies, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, factor baby.
Yeah, exactly. You factor the baby in there. So there's really not much time for too much to go on in my personal life outside of what's I'm live on Instagram and Anthony says he can relate, So there's not too much
Shout
time. There's not too much time to do, okay, so like I used to, go out at night a lot, hang out with the guys, beach, lake, jet ski, all that stuff. And, I sank the jet ski, so that's one thing. But like,
That sucks.
there's not a lot of time to do those things right now. And it's okay. I'm balancing and managing. But it's just different, and I know that there's people out there, young people who have had children who, can relate to it. And, I'm just going through the motions, and it's equally as rewarding as it is anything else.
Dude, before we move on, can I ask you something? before I forget?
Dude, ask.
Wait, let me flip the cam here for the
Ask
viewers.
away, bro.
Sure.
Did you look?
At what?
You know, when freaking Jen was having the baby?
When Layla came out?
Of course. Yeah.
See, I don't know if I could do that, dude. I don't know if I'm
I'm
able
gonna
to
have
do
to say you went and made a mistake there, dude.
Why?
You're gonna freaking.
Who's calling you, dude?
My mother's calling me.
Bon.
You're
Shout
gonna
out to Bonnie.
You're gonna
Bon.
remember that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, though.
Yeah, I'll probably look, to be honest. I say I'm not, but
Not gonna look.
I probably will.
Nah.
You're probably
Dude.
You're probably gonna be like, dude, I gotta see. I just, it's like,
Yeah, and
like
then I'm gonna go,
curiosity.
Regret this immediately.
Like a curiosity. I mean, I might pass out. Who knows?
Dude,
but,
you know what? Curiosity killed the fucking cat, bro.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word for it.
All right. Let's move on from that question.
All right, diving right into Christian's topic. Let's go.
Oh,
Sure, we got to get back on track here. We got to get providing value to the listener, giving them things that they can take out of our podcast and smash it into their lives. Let's go.
What the heck,
frick?
dude? I think he had a little too much.
Give it
Red
to
Bull.
him, Chris.
Yo, the topic is very, very simple. Having faith in the process. That's the topic. That's the ish. So I posted something on the Everyday Hustle Show podcast, I think on Wednesday or some shit, about it was basically 5 pictures of 5 different places that we've recorded the podcast. So one was at Jesse's original house when he was living with Swims. Shout out to Swims. The second one was at where was the second one?
Oh, dude, you woke up the fucking baby.
The second one was at your new house.
No. Second one was here. Then we've only ever done it.
No. I remember. The first 2 were at your house, but
It was in the
first
bedroom.
episode was in the bedroom.
The
first one,
bedroom?
yeah.
Then we migrated to the living room. And then we migrated here, and we would bounce back and forth.
And then the juice shop.
We did one at the juice shop, and we did like one at my apartment in
place.
Delray. That was it, because
Yeah.
the dog fucked us.
Yeah.
The dog fucked us.
Shout
bro.
out Bentley. Shout out.
I seen Bentley today.
Did you? How's he doing?
He was good, dude. He was like with his paw, he was jerking Frank off, like in the bed. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
That's so
Yeah,
sweet.
so okay, so it was the 5 different places that we recorded, and it just, the whole point of it was like, we didn't really know 100% what we were getting into when we first decided we wanted to start the podcast, and we're just kind of like, we had a basic idea. You knew how to record audio, but none of us really knew how to publish the actual podcast or anything. So it was just kind of more sort of like a testament to, when you start something and then you kind of don't really know what you're doing, but you have faith that things are going to just kind of,
right.
like we didn't really have like crazy expectations. We just kind of like started and then just kind of rambled for the first episode.
It's kind of like a bisexual guy, like,
Exactly.
hooking up with another man for
I
the
mean,
first
I don't know.
time.
That's like a crazy, reference, but I guess.
Jess,
I get
you
it.
got a lot of first-hand experience with that.
I'm just saying, dude. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the whole point is just kind of like, just in anything, as far as like when I look back, there's been so many times where I'm like, shit, dude, like if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have met this person, or I wouldn't have, ended up working at this place, or I wouldn't have had this connection or network or whatever. So it's just, for myself, especially now, it's like, not that I don't have fear. I have like tons of fear in certain aspects, but it's not to the point where I'm like doubting where I'm at. Like even now, like with the job, like, and I went out to, an interview, and like, I'm like thinking about that possibility. It's not, there's no fear involved. It's just kind of like, all right, if this is supposed to happen, it's going to happen. And no matter what happens, I'm like, I have faith that it, I'll be fine. And it's fucking nice to have that, So I guess the question to you guys would be, what's your experience with, with that topic, and if you have any examples. And I can give you an example if you want me to start.
Go ahead, start.
So an example would be if I never got the opportunity from my 2 jobs ago to get into, when I started working at a detox, I would have never met my now fiance. So just like, like that's like an easy example. I mean, I could probably think of better, kind of more like crazy coincidence, but just like that as like an example of like, in order for me to get that job, I had to have known this guy who hooked me up with the job. And if I would have never gotten clean, I would have never came to Florida. I would have never met this person who would have never, introduced me and like referenced me to the job. And then I would have never met Kelly.
Well, I have a very like, it's not really general, but it spidered everything I have now today would be like, when I was freaking still in, living in Pennsylvania, my life was taking all these crazy turns, like most of it stemming from drugs and alcohol use. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
And, I remember like I would reach out to Andrew because I knew he was down here like in recovery and had, made a lot of changes from when, we knew each other in college. And, I know like he kept telling me like, you got to come down here. I'll set you up in rehab or whatever. And I kept like, I'm like, the idea like sounds cool, but I just couldn't imagine like being able to like do it.
Yeah.
Number one. And number two was like, I had to leave all my family behind, unfortunately, but now they all probably would just like to keep me here because you know what I mean? Like, no, but seriously, because I came down here and it wasn't like I'm like, oh, I'm moving to Florida, I'm going to stay to Florida. Like I thought I was just coming to treatment or something and for a couple of weeks or something going back,
me
like, but because of that one thing,
right.
I've made a ton of friends like in recovery, outside of recovery. I've like spent the last couple of years at this current job, like, making more money than I have ever made in my life. And, I've met Helene.
Ooh.
I've lived in like 5 different places in the last 3 years or something like that. But everything that I have now
is because of Andrew.
Is because of Andrew, But I had like no faith back then. If you would have told me like in a couple of years, like have this, and like be happy, I would have never fucking believed it.
Yeah.
But and even in the beginning, it was like, it was like stuff happened kind of, slow. Probably happened faster for me than it does like for a lot of people as far as like the rewards.
Yeah, yeah.
But, even over that first year, it was like, I remember thinking like, I'm still not going to get that and that. And it was just like having, everyone around me, mostly Andrew, telling me, just have faith, trust the process, like you said, and the rewards will come. I mean, everybody says that in AA, NA, because it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. You probably talk to your parents or your family more now than you
oh my
did
God,
when you were
we're
back,
yeah,
when you were
like,
living
and
with
it's I know before it was like my mom is like very intuitive and smart and doesn't miss a single thing. So back then when I was like living an unhonest lifestyle, she could pick up on everything, and it was like I was constantly lying and to like try to cover my tracks on different stuff. And I just remember how shitty that felt. But now it's like, it's just like a clear conscience, clear slate, because there's nothing that I have to hide from anybody anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because like my mom would call me all the time, and she, just like you said, she would, the infamous question would be, or not question, but the statement would be, Christian, you sound weird. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And right there,
fuck,
that was it.
She knows.
I'm like, how the fuck do you like? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm right here with my friends. What are you like? We're just hanging out.
I used
like,
to get that same thing. She's like, you sound like you're in slow mo. Damn it. She freaking knows.
Drew, what you got on this, dude? What's your take on this?
Dude, pick up your freaking microphone, dude.
Yo, pick up your freaking mic, bro.
Dive right in.
Check.
Is this thing on?
Sexual check.
Jess. You rock, dude. So,
wow, hold up. I'd like
dude.
everybody to just acknowledge that I had a couple sentences to contribute this week.
That was solid, bro.
more than a couple
believe
sentences,
that?
dude.
I
you know what I'm
believe that.
saying?
I freaking believe it, brother.
I mean, look,
Blew me.
this topic is just
What the?
This is just an easy topic. You
Get
know,
it, dude.
it's been talked about on the show before. Everyone talks about it. I'm not trying to talk about it. I just live it. You know.
Okay.
I'm not trying to talk about it. I'm trying to be it. You
My
know.
whole life is like trusting the process right now, though. With,
You know what I'm saying?
with the
Yeah. And you know what?
kid work.
Sometimes I look outside for inspiration. You know. So sometimes I just go to Google and I say fear quotes,
What the?
and then one comes up, and I said this quote from my man Jack Canfield.
What the?
Everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Ooh.
Wow.
I feel like that's how he sounds too.
What do you guys think about that?
Dude, that's some fire right there.
Just don't be a little bitch. That's what it comes down to. You know? I'll use a jet ski analogy real quick, and then we're going to move on. You could come up to the lip of the wave, and you can just, I'm scared, and not hit it. Or you could pin that throttle, let that freaking DASA sing, and you're sky high, my brothers, back flipping.
Oh, shit.
Or you could just turn around at the lip like a little Nancy.
Do a little nose stab like me.
Yeah, like Jesse.
So, keeping it moving here. My topic tonight
Get it.
is age is just a number.
Okay.
Wow.
Speaking of which, it's my birthday next week.
Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, so let's start with that. How old are you going to be, Jesse?
I'm going to be 31 years young, guys.
Okay, 31 years. How do you feel? I'm not talking like...
Physically? I'm a little fat.
I want to say more. I think the whole thing that I'm trying to get at with this topic is like, how do you feel mentally and spiritually?
Oh, dude, I feel the best I've ever felt in my entire life.
Ooh, get
Okay,
it.
you know, usually you say something about a bald eagle flying above peasants, you know, which is a great way to describe it, you know,
I'd
because
like to
look,
picture myself as a pillar of hope.
Yeah.
pillar of hope, a bald eagle in the nest on the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just shitting out an egg.
No, but like it's like, because sometimes I feel like I missed my shot,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
What?
You feel like you're like a lot of...
like my
Young
shot,
people.
like my chance. Like I feel like sometimes you missed it, you know.
Yeah.
Being in our 30s. But if you look at it this way, I mean, like most people live to what, 70, 80?
Yeah.
At least,
It'll probably
yeah.
be longer by the time we get older too.
Yeah, because you know we're all health conscious now. Except, actually,
I'm not-
I'm probably the only one who's health conscious. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
me
smoke,
and
I don't drink, I
Jesse-
don't do drugs. I eat healthy, I exercise. I can only speak for myself. The other 2/3 of this room, debatable.
Debate.
So, yeah, I mean, you're like a third of the way done with your life.
I know.
So if you look at it that way, and it's like sometimes I just think to myself, like, man, I wish I could, and then I'm just like, dude, shut up. You
Yeah.
can do anything that you want
Yeah.
from this point forward.
Yeah.
You know, and even that goes for this. You know, even if you're in your 40s or your 50s, it's like, you know, people just want to think that, you know, because they're a certain age or because they look a certain way, they can't do a certain thing, and it's just. Today, it's not. It's much different than it was, you know,
Yeah.
back in the day, I guess you could say. But really, you know, the internet and everything and society and technology has made just everything is just at our fingertips, and everything that you want to do is so easily achievable or attainable that, you know, age is just a number. And like, if you're telling yourself, oh, you know, like I'm 31, I can't, you know, be a skydive instructor. I'm too old. It's like, no, you can do it if you want. You just choose to say that you're too old. So your body is going to, you know,
Yeah.
you go with the way you know, your mind, the body goes where the mind, you know, whatever that saying is, some shit like that, you know?
Your mind goes where your energy flows or some shit.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's Eric Thomas though. Or
you
someone.
piece of shit.
That's somebody. That's not mine.
So Jesse, what do you,
Yeah, do you feel like you're almost dead or what?
you
No,
got a
but
birthday
like you
coming
said,
up, you're in your 30s. When somebody, you know, like maybe when you look at high school kids or like younger kids or like, you know, like how do you feel? What goes through your mind? And, you know.
You know, I don't get too hung up these days on like, man, I fucking miss being young and this and that. Like, I feel like it's part of life, you know. Everybody evolves, you know, as we grow older, pretty much in the 10-year marks.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, once you're out of your 20s, like, yeah, like I don't have the metabolism that I had when I was 21 years young. I don't have the physical stamina, except in the bedroom, as when I was 21 years young. But, you know, like, I got everything I need right now.
Get it,
as
dude.
far as physically, I've got my hobbies. You know, I got some friends down here in South Florida that are older than me, that are freaking still riding the jet skis, still doing the thing, and it, you know, I'm like, I could do this as long as I want to do this. And that's what's cool, because I feel like if I didn't have something like that I really love doing, like as a hobby, that you know, because when you're sitting there at work and you're like, fuck this, man, fuck work, you know, you can't, like, a job is a job, and obviously you want to do the best you can, excel, but like you gotta let the things you love, you know, relationships, hobbies, like that's the kind of shit you want to live for. You know what I mean? So as long as I got all that shit, I got everything I need.
Dude,
like I said,
I feel young when I'm out in the ocean.
I'm feeling
shred,
younger
you know?
than I ever fucking felt in my motherfucking life. Huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, Chris, break it down, brother.
Dude, that just fired me up.
How do you
right
feel when maybe?
there. Well, I'm 26.
Damn, dude.
I'm about to be 27 in May.
So you just graduated high school?
Holy
So I pretty
schmoings.
much just graduated high school. No,
What's pre-calculus like these days?
dude, I was in remedial math in fucking, which is like the lowest in my senior year. That's the
Wow.
lowest math you can be in. But no, I mean, so I have the other, I guess, I don't want to say the other perspective, but like in, you know, meetings or whatever, the idea of like, oh, you're young, you know, you have so much to live for, but in my mind, it's still always like, I still always tell myself that the possibility of me dying like tomorrow is still very, you know, it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have, I guess, and maybe it'll change when I'm 30, who knows, but as far as right now, I don't really have like this idea of like my age as anything really. It doesn't really mean shit to me right now.
You're like, sometimes you don't even think about it, right?
No, not at all.
I'm kind of the same way.
Because, I mean, I could die, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people always say, oh, you're so young, you know, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, okay, yeah, I'm so young, but, I mean, shit, I'm still just as eligible to die tomorrow as fucking everyone else.
Do you guys notice, too, though, like, I feel like the older I get, the less I actually want to, like, celebrate birthdays. It's just like another day.
It depends.
You know what I mean? Like, I never really do anything crazy for my birthday. Like, I just want to freaking just another day.
I think it's still nice to like go out to like have
well,
like, a
dinner or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But like, I don't want to party.
Well, that's because when you're in your teen years, you're like gearing up for like driving a car.
Yeah, there's
and then,
milestones.
like, trying to buy cigs, and then it's like trying to go to the bar legally, you know, so you can get carried out by the freaking bouncer because you fucking threw up on yourself or something, you know?
damn.
You know that?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's true. That's that ish right there.
I'm just out here living.
So no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what the situation is, get out there and get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're never too old to come out of the closet.
Hey, Jesse, drop that Nimbus cloud.
Why do
Chris.
I keep reverting back to bisexualism?
Chris, I need a website.
People gotta know, dude.
I need a website.
All right.
Jesse, I need a logo design.
Really? Well, I do know a motherfucker who could help you out. His name is
I call?
Danny Donovan with D Squared Medias.
This episode is brought to you by D Squared Media, specializing in business branding, logo design, graphic design, web design, print, whatever you need. Head on over to andrewknight.com. Check out a website done by them, theeverydayhustleshow.com to check out a website done by them.
Yeah.
You can go to juicerevolution.com to check out graphics done by them.
Yeah.
You got another
And-
example?
If you need work done, you get 10% off your total invoice with the
Wow.
code EDH, or just say, hey, heard you on the Everyday Hustle Show podcast, which has recently changed my life.
What the
The-
what the heck?
All right, fellas, I'm cashing out right now.
Gotta smoke a cigar.
We're gonna celebrate with a cigar.
Wow.
Christian's getting married.
Yeah.
Bachelor party's around the corner. Everybody stay tuned for a special on location episode of the podcast.
Ooh.
We're gonna be coming to you live
From the strip club.
from Chris.
Damn, dude.
Chris.
You're going to get us all in trouble right now. Except Helene doesn't care.
Thanks to everyone who's listening to the podcast. Check us out on iTunes, Instagram, Facebook, theeverydayhustleshow.com. Go to andrewnuts.com/shop to pick up a t-shirt, pick up a merchandise, maybe a hat or a cup for your girl.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Smash that subscribe button. Do it now. Hit it.
And remember, folks, don't die.